Thermal Soundwave, Thermal Soundwave, Thermal Soundwave.
We got a guest on right now, so we might as well talk to the guest. See what we got on the line right now, all right? Special guest on the line. Let's see what we got. Hello, Thermal Soundwaves Radio.
Hello, Kevin.
What's going on? Who's this?
It's Paul Sapiano. How you doing?
Everybody, I mean, I know who you are. You know, me and C.Truth, we know who you are.
Really? Well, why don't you explain to us who I am, Kevin?
Well, I mean, you got the setups going on the movie channels on TV, but other than the movie channels, it's been on on iTunes and Netflix and other places as well.
I'm a movie director. I write and direct movies. I made a movie called The Boys and Girls Guide to Getting Down. It's like a satire about Los Angeles nightlife. And more recently, I just made a movie called Hollywood Sex Wars, which is about, well, those type of girls, sense of entitlement, super hot, and they don't want to sleep with the likes of you and me. But they form a trade union, and they wreak havoc on Hollywood. So that's what I'm here hawking.
Now, hold on. You kind of breezed through that real quick. Let's start from the first one, The Boys and Girls Guide to Getting Down.
Yeah, it came out about 3 years ago. I'm one of those LA cliches. I put all my money into the movie, and the movie did okay, but I didn't actually see any of that money because I signed a bad contract, and I actually lost my home last year, so it's all a bit grim.
Who was the contract signed with?
It was a company called First Look, which a distribution company that I nicknamed Worst Look, a bunch of fees.
Wow.
But, it happens. That's what they say about Hollywood. The first movie, you're always going to get screwed. Can I say screwed?
Yeah, you can say screwed.
All right. I found a word I can use. So, and right now, I'm working on The Boys and Girls Guide to Marijuana. Myself and my co-writer Dominique, who may call in a minute, we just finished the script. It's a satire on the whole, on marijuana in America. Are you guys smokers?
No, we're not smokers, but we've been through L.A. We've been through someplace on Hollywood Boulevard that is a home for many people.
Have you got the dispensaries out there in Brooklyn?
It's not legal in New York. I think in New Jersey it is, but in California, dispensaries, marijuana dispensaries are legal.
You walk in, it's like a candy store, and it's great because you know what you're going to get, you know how much it's going to be, you don't have to, you can spend as much money as you got, you don't have to buy the baggie that they've got, you know what I mean? There's lots of advantages, and also, you're smoking with the benefit of medical supervision. Anyway.
And we got to make sure we let the people know that we're not telling people to go out there and smoke or buy it and all that, but for certain people that have medical conditions, there are dispensaries, and you have to get a green card, right?
You may not be saying that, but I would thoroughly recommend to anybody to go out there and.
Well, that's you both right here. We can't tell people that.
My exercising my, what is it? The First Amendment, right? Goddamn, I love this country. Anyway,
because you're from the UK.
Well, yeah, I moved here maybe 15, 16 years ago, and it's a land of opportunity. People say that it isn't, but I'm telling you, there's no place on the face of the earth that I'd rather live, and no place that more people are trying to come to. So, God bless the United States of America.
Now,
anyway,
hold on. We got this right here. Thermal Soundwaves Radio. We're here with Mr. Paul Sapiano, right here of Hollywood Sex Wars and the
Hollywood Sex Wars is my new film, which you can get on iTunes. There you go. And our website, HollywoodSexWars.com.
Now, when you came here when you came to America, or L.A., California, Los Angeles, from the UK, you worked as an assistant.
Well,
explain the journey first, and let people know how you got to where you are.
I don't know if I can. I mean, I was a legal lady for about 10 years. It was really tough. Eventually I got married, and that's how I got my green card. But, man, my first job was hawking watches on Hollywood Boulevard, fake watches, and you'd sell them. You buy them for 10, you sell them for 20. I mean, it's just tough trying to work when you're not legal. It's really, really difficult.
And you are a Caucasian gentleman.
Yeah, well, that's what's funny. People think that me being a Caucasian gentleman or English, I breeze through. But it's not. You think about people who are working at the government offices, they tend to be, Hispanics or, I doubt that in Los Angeles at least, I know that most people I came into contact with, the the majority were not Caucasian. So I don't know how being Caucasian would help me being getting into. I don't think I'd be looked.
Well, we say that because most people think that people that are so-called illegal aliens are only Hispanic or African or African or Middle Eastern. Just anybody non-Caucasian. People feel like that's the only people that could be so-called called that.
They don't look like, but that's a big misconception, and that's why we got to sort out the immigration laws, because we got to get people from all over the world want to come here, not just Mexico. And we got to figure out a way to get them all in, But I guess there is some advantages of English being my first language, But anyway, I love this country, and I think all are welcome. So.
And from there, you tell us how you first got into production.
Production, well, you got to do something, and I signed up. I made a little certificate and took it around. So it was good for 1 day of free PA, and I took it around to all these production companies, and some of them took me up on it. And whenever they did hire me, it was usually for a 3 or 4 day job. The first day, they'd see if I worked hard, and that was the free day, and then they'd pay me. So that's how I did it. I was trying to become a director, and I ended up working for this production company. And what I did was kind of cheeky, actually. I was trying to save money to put together spec commercials to become a director, like fake little films, but it's expensive, and I didn't really have any money, so I took this music video director's reel out. He was this dude from Holland. They never sent his reel out, and I took it down to some record companies and said it was mine, and I actually got some work from it, and from there I was able to get some, a career as a music video and commercial director. However, I would not recommend doing that. Hold on 1 sec. Dominique's calling in. I'll have him join.
Thermal Soundwaves Radio. Then I'll turn it to Fast Food Radio.
Hey, Dominique. Here you are. You're online with Kevin on Thermal Sound.
With C.Truth and Kev Lawrence here on Thermal Soundwaves Radio. What's going on, man? Hold on. Before we get to you, Dominique, we got to talk about your journey, Paul. You can't just jump off right there. A lot of people want to know how they get into movies. So we got you on right now. Let people know how do they get into production. Don't jump off like that real quick, bro.
I would not recommend that. I mean, what I did was kind of duplicitous, and it wasn't. But personally, I was a legal alien at the time. I just didn't have any other way. I just had to hustle. I never felt good about it, and now, of course, as soon as I could, I got my work off that reel and ended up getting my own. I worked as a commercial director for many years. And
what commercial have you done?
Well, I guess the one you all might know is gotta go right now, gotta go. Remember those?
Oh, wow.
Central? I did those for years, and stuff for the Wiz, and just all kinds of local, but I didn't move here to do cat food commercials and herpes medication commercials. I wanted to do movies, so I wrote Boys and Girls Guide to Getting Down, mortgaged my house to the hill, made the movie, and the property market went out, and then we made Hollywood Sex Wars, and that's pretty much the journey.
So it is hard for people out there trying to get into movies. Like, you have to sacrifice a lot.
It's ridiculous. It's so difficult. But, as long as you remember that nobody's going to help you, nobody wants to read your script, nobody's going to give you money, don't make the film you want, make the film that you can sell, and make sure you can sell it before you start filming it. If you remember those 3 rules, basically you're on your own.
Say those rules again?
Nobody wants to read your script, and nobody wants to give you money. That's the first 2 rules. And the third one would be, don't make the film that you want to make. Make the film you think you can sell. And make sure you can sell it before you start shooting.
Wow. Thermal Soundwaves Radio, we're here. It's Paul Sapiano, Hollywood Sex Wars, and the Boys and Girls Gotta Get It.
I know it sounds harsh, bro, but that's just the way I've found it to be, People, they say you're going to read the script, but they never do, and, so what? They liked it, they didn't. Can they get you some money to make it? That's the only question that really matters. It's not like music where you don't really need a lot of money to make, your tunes.
So you're saying basically, if you have a movie that's sellable and there's something that you really didn't want to make or you don't like, but it's sellable, to just make it anyway?
Well, it depends. If you want to, you want to do hobbies and movies for a hobby, or you want to make a living at it. If you want to make a living at it, find something that you can actually sell. Actually, you find something that a distribution company can sell, and make, ideally it should be something that you also like. I mean, that's, I think, the great thing about Hollywood Sex Wars. It's a really funny, dark, twisted movie, but it's also got a ton of TNA in it, so the distribution company can sell it. But yeah, I think there is a tendency amongst filmmakers to go, I've got this idea, and just go out and make their film, and then at the end of the day, you find that it's really tough getting it done. And then you have to cut corners and compromise, and maybe it doesn't turn out that good because you had to cut corners and compromise. And then at the end of the day, selling it, if it's very, unless it's brilliant, it's tough, There's so many people making movies, cheap movies, that distribution companies have got the pick of the litter. They don't need to give you any money to distribute your movie. They'll just throw it up against the wall with 30 others, and maybe a little piece will trickle in for you, maybe it won't, if they feel like paying you.
We see that all the time every day. when you look at what's released, in the box office, you see that kind of situation like all the time, and you're like, okay, this is something they just put out there to basically lower some costs on some other stuff.
yeah.
I mean, let's be realistic about it,
And is that the reason why they consider most directors or executive producers crazy? Because they show that in a lot of movies, like the director, he's crazy and he's insane, and you got to stay away from him because throw coffee in your face.
If you get in that enviable position where you make a successful movie, if people can make money off your movies, then you become one of those pieces in the jigsaw puzzle. When a producer puts a movie together, they need talent and they need a director. Once they've got those two things, talent being actors, then they can go out and raise some money. But if you find that you've made a couple of good movies, then you can pretty much do whatever you want. They're not going to fire you unless they just have to put up with you. Anyway, I think, is Dominique, you still on the line?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Well, you can
we got you, Dominique. We ain't letting you go, bro. It's all right, bro. We got you.
Oh, it's all right. I ain't tripping, man. I'm chilling, dude.
Paul, don't worry, Paul. We got him, Paul. We got him. We just got to make sure we understand what's going on with you and your product, what you got. We want the people to understand what it takes, how the harsh times it goes to being a producer or a director. A lot of people think it's easy.
We decided we wanted to make a movie, and we got our friends together. We made it over the weekends. We shot the weekends over 8 weekends, and we got it done pretty darn cheap. My partner actually owns a post house, and that's a huge part of it. Lots of people that go and make a movie, and they can shoot it, but they got no money left at the end of the day for post-production, which is really what makes the film shine.
All the editing and everything.
That's everything, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is tough. But yeah, the encouraging thing is for the first time, filmmakers and artists, I mean, the same for musicians too, can connect with their customers directly, So we are actually selling. Anybody buys a film off iTunes, watch off iTunes, we get, $2 for that, which is
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's Thermal Soundwaves. We're talking to director Paul Sapiano and Dominique Purdy. Now, Dominique, what exactly is your role in this film, and what part did you play?
Well, basically, I play one of the characters that's, trying to get made over so he can get, more top-notch tail in Hollywood.
Made over to get laid over.
Yeah, exactly. And
yeah, how you smiling? Yeah.
Just, basically try to flip it, and I narrate some of the film, and that's basically it. I'm just the guy that gets made over with a group of friends.
Yeah, I guess we need to explain what the film's about. It's about a group.
I figured you already explained what it was about.
I didn't. We got talking about my career path.
Okay. All right.
Well, that's what we have to do here. Hold on, guys. That's what we have to do here. A lot of people, you might be on the show. We can tell what you're doing now, but a lot of people want to know, how did you get here? That's what we talked about, the whole path. So go ahead, Paul.
Well, it's basically about a group of hot chicks who form a trade union, and about a group of guys who are trying to sleep with them, and they go to war. They do horrible things to each other, and the girls win in the end, of course. And that's basically it. And
it's like they're battling back and forth. Like the girls' crew, they got some experts in the game that know how to do what they need to do to get what they want from men, and then we're getting schooled by an expert that's doing the same thing. And so we link up with these girls not knowing, and then we're going back and forth with all these tricks and games, trying to put one over on each other throughout the whole movie.
Interesting. Now, Paul, have you thought about or have you tried to actually bring this to TV as a series?
Actually, no, but Showtime just picked up Hollywood Sex Wars, so it's going to be on TV.
Yeah.
Well, not the film itself. I'm talking about as an actual recurring series.
No, I hadn't. But the previous one, The Boys and Girls Guide to Getting Down, we just signed a deal with NBC, and they're doing that as a TV show.
Nice. Congrats.
I don't know. Well, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they tried to do Boys and Girls Guide for Comedy Central, which is pretty hilarious.
They messed it up. No swearing on that.
Oh, yeah. They made it look very, like, over the top, big piles of cocaine, when it's like, making it look like these dudes know nothing, obviously, about that. It didn't involve Paul. They didn't let him direct his own movie that got turned into a show. They auditioned me for a part that I played, and
because they were one of the producers on the show.
That sounds like Hollywood.
That's what, I always tell people it's like that episode of Seinfeld where Kramer's like, Jerry's about to get a show, and Kramer's like, let me play me. And
right.
He's like, nah. He's like,
right.
I'm Kramer. What you talking about?
Yeah.
Right.
It's exactly like that.
Yeah. I want to put my brother's cousin's uncle on, and let me put my friend from down the street on, even though
acts nothing like you.
Yeah, even though we've seen the product and we know the product is good with the current cast and how it's already set up, but let's put our people in it.
Well, that's Comedy Central. They're not the center of anything, and they're not comedic. We don't like them except for The Daily Show. Keith Stevens.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
Let him know, Paul. Tell him, Paul. That's what I'm talking about.
And you know what? He wasn't scared to say that. Can you say it again, Paul? Are you scared? Can you say it again, Paul? You don't like them?
No, I will say. In fact, when they actually passed on the whole show, I went up there and I tried to knock on the door and get a meeting with the new managing director. And apparently I upset his assistant because I wouldn't take no for an answer. It doesn't always go well when you want to steam into a place that you're angry with, and they don't let you up.
Yes.
Well, that's why I like working with Paul too, because we think a lot of stuff is corny and whack, straight up.
It is.
So when when we're talking about ideas, we're on the same wavelength. Like, we don't want it to be this way because it's all watered down. So we'll diss somebody straight up.
Now,
These
Paul.
films are pretty hardcore.
Paul.
Yes, Kevin.
After after the first one, and you got the Hollywood Sex Wars going. Some people might look at it like, he's building momentum. Has anybody looked at you and said, you know what? Let's hurry up and jump on the Paul train because you might be the next Guy Ritchie since you're coming from UK.
Well, it seems like we're reaching a tipping point. Now when I go out, especially in LA, I usually meet somebody who's seen, at least one of my films. But Dominique and I have just written The Boys Guide to Marijuana, and we're raising money for that. And I think that's the one that's going to put us over the edge. People are going to see it, especially if they're weed smokers. And they're going to like it because it's funny. It's a modern, twisted take on a stoner movie. Stoner movies kind of horrible, really, aren't they? They're stupid. And this one's got a little bit of a brain. So I hope you're right, Kevin. I do hope you're right, and I thank you for the vote of confidence.
Now,
that's what it was.
Yes, it was.
Now, do you have other types of genres or films that you are looking to make, or are you going to stick with this particular type of genre and formula?
Well, I think Boys and Girls Guide is a franchise, and it's going to be a number seven movies. We're doing The Boys and Girls Guide to Being Gay, The Boys and Girls Guide to Thug Life, The Boys and Girls Guide to College.
The Thug Life?
Yeah, that's a piss they get at gangs and gangsters. I mean, they're kind of a bunch of retards, right? And so many so that's what this film's about.
I wouldn't say it to their face, but yeah.
But you do. I mean, you see it.
Hey, yo.
You see, Dominique's laughing. Dominique's laughing in the back.
I understand. I understand completely. I've been there, but I'm just saying,
Oh yeah, but the funny thing is, like, when we were writing this, he's like, you know what? You can totally be in it, but I think I'm gonna change my name as a director. And we started talking about real gangs. I'm like, so I'm gonna have my face all over this movie.
Yeah.
Dominique people gonna come up to me trying to whip my ass. Okay.
Dominique wrote it. He produced it. He directed it.
Exactly.
Started it.
Everything.
It's all him.
Dominique, can you do your Eazy impression?
Can I do what?
Your Eazy impression. He went
My
out
Easy
delivering
E impression?
pizzas. It was Easy E.
Yeah, give us some Easy.
It was hilarious.
I mean, no, my Easy E impression. You have to see me with my Jerry curl and my my hat too. Hey, you know what's funny? When I went out on Halloween, I went to this party that will.i.am was like. He was there, but he was hidden, like dressed up like a mummy, so nobody would know it was him. He got really hyped that I was Easy E, like, and you know, people will probably be surprised that he would get hyped off of that, but yeah, man, it was crazy. I looked like him.
Shout out to the Wright family, the whole Wright from Mrs. Wright, Lil Easy, the whole Wright family. So, what else can we expect going on with you guys? You know, you said you had the Boys and Girls Guide to being thug life,
being gay,
going to college.
Guide to college.
Marijuana
The gay one. That's all you got. That's all him. I'm down with the marijuana one. Thug life.
No, you know what? It's so funny. It's so funny. I swear to God.
So
It's funny. Tish.
let me ask you.
You see that thing where they mix the swear words up backwards? Funny.
Swear words. He's from the UK. Swear words.
Let me ask you fellas both this. Who are the comedians or comedy writers that you actually enjoy and respect?
I'll let him go first on that.
Well, I'd say Dominique Purdy.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Paul Sapiano. So.
Besides yourselves.
Funny. You know, well, you got to hand it to the Simpsons, really. I mean, 25 years, it's still pretty
Oh,
good.
the Simpsons. I still try to watch on Sundays when I ain't working.
You know, Family Guy sometimes, you know, Seth MacFarlane.
But what real life people? Like comedians, directors.
Wait, hold on. Cartoons don't write the show. Real people write the show.
When did this happen?
No, we want the names. You know, you're saying the Simpsons and all that, but we want like.
You know, I'm a big Daniel Tosh fan. I think he's hilarious. He's just so dark and doesn't give a.
Oh, Tosh 2.0?
Yeah. He just doesn't care, and I love that about him. It's funny.
Oh no, I mean all my stuff is old influences. You know what I'm saying?
Let us know.
Like who?
Mostly old stuff. Like, of course, you know, all that old Chappelle stuff. Oh man, I love all that CB4 stuff too.
Hey, mother.
Yeah, I mostly old stuff. There's not really too much stuff that's not like the same to me now.
Well, what
you know
about
what I mean?
you, Kevin? I mean, what's going on the East Coast that we should know about?
Thermal Soundwaves Radio.
Yeah.
C.Truth,
Very funny
Kev
show.
Lawrence.
It's one of the best comedy shows
Extremely funny show.
in a long time.
Absolutely.
We got to give a big shout to Miss Phyllis Bishop also. Shout out to
Yes,
Phyllis
big
Bishop.
up to Phyllis.
She makes everything go down. Shout out to her.
Absolutely.
All right, so let them know, Paul and Dominique, how can people get in contact with you guys? If they want to work with y'all, if they want to see more of your own work, if they want to support you guys, where they got to go?
Well, HollywoodSexWars.com, there's our website. Plenty of ways to see Hollywood Sex Wars on there. Obviously, iTunes would be a good way too.
Dominique, you on there, Dominique?
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we on there.
.com.
Yeah. Personally, you know, I'm on Twitter. I'm at Dominique Purdy. I'm on Facebook. I'm on those joints. So anybody can hit me up, say whatever you want to, whether it's negative or positive.
The Book of Faces. Get Paul Sapiano. Especially if you want to invest in Boys and Girls Guide to Marijuana. We're making it for $700,000, and we've got $200 already. So we need to raise another $500. It's going to make a lot of money. So
yeah, put some money on it.
$500,000, and.
Now, are you looking for some actors and extras for these upcoming films?
Not in the game.
You know, we are, but it's not so difficult to get the actors and the extras. People seem to want to be in these things. Yeah, please contact us if you want to.
And what's the email or the site to go for that?
It would be.
Why don't you give me your Twitter, man? Twitter, man.
He doesn't tweet. He doesn't tweet.
On, man. You know what, man? Hey, at Paul Sapiano. You can hit him on Twitter. You know what I'm saying? And you know what? I got the code. Don't worry, I got the code. I got the code. What happened?
At P Sapiano. It's not Paul Sapiano.
Oh, yeah.
Sapiano.
Oh.
Yeah, you go.
Okay, cool. Now you want to say something. But I got the code to his Twitter anyway, so if you don't respond back, I'll totally respond to everybody.
Absolutely. And are you shooting these strictly in California, or are you shooting it somewhere else?
You know, I think it's California for us. Unless one of the investors is from the East Coast and wants to come out there, we could certainly do that. But we're all based in California, so it doesn't really make much sense. Also, a lot of the stars we want to use in this next movie, they all live out here. We're trying to think of stoner stars like, Shia LeBouef and Justin Timberlake. they both smoke weed. They're both out of our budget, but one of them might read the script and go, "This is so sick and twisted. I want to do this film." So that's kind of what we're going for.
Yeah, and all you gotta do is give them some bud. They may not even remember they were in the film.
I hope so. Michael
Bud
Phelps
from
is going to be on the cover of the script, getting out of that
Married
pool
from
with 8 gold medals around his neck.
Yeah, Harrison Ford. Somebody needs to get in contact with him.
Wow, Harrison Ford. Wow.
Yeah, he's stoner major, dude.
Harrison Ford from Fugitive.
Think about it. If you
Patriot
think about
games.
those movies, Indiana Jones, Star Wars, those all sound like some high movies.
He must be like 70 now. He's old enough to be in one.
Oh man. Well, listen, gentlemen, we're gonna continue to track what's going on with you and watch the movies and let people know about what's going on and when they drop and release and so forth. And definitely keep in touch with us. And
we on that Facebook too, Thermal Soundwaves.
Right on.
When you go to our page on Facebook, you'll catch us. Make sure we get be the friends so we can know y'all before the stoning happens.
And we'd be more than willing to do a cameo.
Well, you make it out to LA, give me a call, we'll take you out. Be fun.
Oh, that's what's up. Okay.
With the mohawk? Yeah. With your mohawk too?
He cut that joint.
I shaved it off yesterday. I got no mohawk.
Wow, you don't have the mohawk. He didn't think we knew about the mohawk, see? He didn't think we knew about this.
17-year-old.
So when we come back to LA, man, we got to make sure we hang out, man. Because now you're part of the elite, so we can hang out with you now. You know what I mean? We can.
Well, thank you. the elite few that did your show.
Yes, absolutely.
We're invited.
There you go. That's the key. That's the key right there.
We're with Paul and Dominique. Thank you.
That's what's up, man. Y'all gonna have to bring us over to the East Coast, and we can chill with y'all on that side. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a done deal. We'll make sure it's in our budget.
And we got to find out our budget.
All right, guys. Thanks. It was a lot of fun. And I'm going to say goodbye now.
All right.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
All right, man. Peace. Thanks for having me.
Peace. Thermal Soundwaves, the natural alternative to fast food radio.